It's Cocktober. And we are here to talk about some of the hunkiest, most attractive, hot, sexy men of all time. Buddy's getting a little uncomfortable there.
What are you talking?
Let me tell you something, man. Ain't nothing wrong with knowing when a guy's attractive. I'll look
I never said it.
I'll look a guy right in the eye and tell him, man, you're a good-looking guy. Do I want to sleep with you? Maybe.
No.
Maybe. But, we won't talk about that. So
every week we're basically going to be talking about a different category of guy, so to speak, and we're going to be putting them head to head, if you catch my drift, and see which one is superior. We're going to be asking you guys on Twitter to give us the definite answer. So basically, I'll have a pick, Jarrod's going to have a pick, and then we're going to go head to head, and you guys are going to decide who the winner is.
Yeah. So this week, we are talking about famous mustache men. So we're talking about some of the sexiest dudes to ever sport
The mustache.
the stash. And before we make our picks for the week, and I'm picking mine first. And next week you can pick yours first.
All right.
But I want to get the head start this week, and I already have my pick.
All right.
But we're going to start off.
We'll just talk about some dudes.
Yeah, I can tell that you
Really itching to talk about some dudes here.
Well, no, I can tell that you're intimidated. Because I know what a sexy man in a mustache looks like.
Oh, I know who your pick is because you've been talking about him for the past several years.
For my entire life. I've been in love with this man my entire life.
Oh, man.
You have no one. You can't compete with this man.
Well, I got some thinking to do by the time.
Let me give you some hints. Or not some hints, but I'll drop some names for you right now, buddy. Maybe some people that you might be able to compete with this man with. And so, you could try Genghis Khan. You could try to throw Genghis Khan into the fold there. Genghis Khan had a hell of a mustache.
Hitler, also in the list.
Hitler. I don't know if Hitler had a hell of a mustache. It was a small, but it's an iconic mustache.
It's an iconic mustache, man. You can't fucking sport that nowadays.
It's a Hitler. Well, you can, but it's fucking.
Did it have a name before it was called the Hitler stash?
I don't know if anyone else ever sported it before Hitler.
So he wanted to make a statement with his facial hair.
I suppose.
You suppose.
What do you say about Charlie Chaplin, who also played not Hitler, but a Hitler
spoof
lookalike?
Yeah. Charlie Chaplin, hell of a mustache.
This is a hell of a stash. You know who's got a hell of a fucking mustache?
Who?
Salvador Dali.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Salvador Dali with that fucking mustache. Like pointing out. One that probably slipped your mind. The Iron fucking Sheik.
Oh, man.
Shout out to the Iron Sheik on Twitter. He is no fucking jabroni, and his mustache is no jabroni either. The Iron fucking Sheik. Maybe he could compete with my pick this week.
Maybe he could. I'll throw you a couple curveballs here. Some dudes maybe you haven't thought about with mustaches. How about Jeff Foxworthy?
Damn. I did not think of Jeff Foxworthy. Oh, shit. You might be a redneck if you think of Jeff Foxworthy when you think of sexy mustache men.
I got you. How about Steve Harvey?
Oh, shit. Steve Harvey. That's good. That's a good mustache.
It's a good one. I'm trying to think of some more that are left field. Most of the guys I've thought of are pretty mainstream.
Those guys are mainstream too, but
they're not. They're not as much in the spotlight, I would say. One of the most iconic mustaches of all time, and I'll give you a little bit of an intro here so you can announce it.
I don't even know if that picked up on the microphone. Hit me your phone. My
well, we'll just keep playing in case you didn't hear it. It's a good fucking song, so we're just gonna keep playing it. Don't put it back all the. Oh man.
Oh wait. edit. Hey, Jake, just like kind of cut that mistake out. Just that one part.
No, he's keeping all your mistakes in until you get it right, man.
He cut out my one mistake the one time.
What did you do?
And I told him to keep it.
What did you do?
I think I mentioned the life of Dynamite Jarrod. Then I just said, take it out of the whole fucking podcast.
As a joke.
Yeah. And then Jake just took it out, and then he's like, "Yeah, man, I took that part out for you." And I was like, "Dude, you can leave it in there. It's kind of funny." And he was like, "All right, I'll put it back in." And then he never fucking did.
That's okay.
All right,
play this shit again.
So, one of the most iconic mustaches of all time.
I am a real American.
Sing it.
Fight for what's right. Fight for your life.
Trying not to headbang here.
I'm headbanging so hard right now.
I'm literally holding a phone. I'm trying to get the pickup good.
Are we going to talk or are we just going to listen to this the whole time?
I'm quite tempted to listen to this the whole time.
I have a feeling that none of our wrestling fans are like, all right, let's get a hold on. And everyone else who's not is like, what? Who are they talking about? What?
Everyone knows. Come on,
why are we still listening to this? All right, get this shit out of here, dog. We gotta keep going, man. I should have never introduced music to the podcast.
Hulk fucking Hogan, the real American Hulk Hogan, or Hollywood Hogan. Also had he had the stubble underneath. That's a cool look. But Hulk Hogan, hell of a mustache. Then he's got the Fu Manchu. Speaking of Fu Manchu, hell
of a stash, obviously.
You know who had a sexy stash?
Who?
Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam had a hell of a stash.
I got someone that the only person I think you could cheat and use this guy to defeat my guy, Johnny Depp. You started to say his name earlier.
You could cheat and say that.
Yeah, you could definitely fucking cheat to defeat my man. But I think that is a cop-out pick. I think that if you use that pick, you will be receiving votes from girls that don't appreciate a truly good mustache.
But it could be a very heelish move for me, try to steal the win from you there.
Yeah, well, it would be a heelish move to use Johnny Depp because girls are already flocking to the Twitter to pick Johnny Depp right now just based on us saying his name. And you could even text Ross Lynch right now.
Have him grow a stash.
Just be like, hey, man, do me a real big favor. I need you to grow a mustache right now. And he would win. It's unfair. So some of these girls that are listening to this don't appreciate a truly good mustache. A truly good mustache, such as Burt Reynolds, who is not my pick, but has an amazing mustache.
I was considering that for my pick.
Burt Reynolds?
It was a strong consideration.
He's a strong mustache.
That's the babyface move. If I'm a babyface this week, I'm going to pick Burt Reynolds. But if I'm feeling heelish, I might go Johnny Depp. I don't know.
Oh, so let me tell you something. How about Teddy Roosevelt?
How about Wilford Brimley?
Oh.
How about fucking, what's his name? John Waters. How about John Waters?
John Waters' mustache is iconic in a totally different way.
Groucho Marx.
Groucho Marx had a hell of a mustache.
Waluigi. Waluigi might have to be my pick.
Fuck!
Waluigi
Don't forget. Don't you dare forget that I have the first pick here. Don't give me ideas now.
Oh, man.
Waluigi, holy shit. Girls, keep in mind. Oh, fuck, I can't even use this as a fucking thing. Waluigi's the personification of tall, dark, and handsome. His clothes are kind of dark.
So, are there any other noteworthy mustaches besides your pick that you want to talk about? Or are we just going to... You know who else I could use as a cop-out answer? Ryan Gosling, who occasionally sports a stash.
That is an occasional stash. I will not condone it unless you name a particular movie that he rocks the stash in. So if you can say Ryan Gosling and then that'll count.
That'll count. Well, I can't name a Ryan Gosling movie off the top of my head besides The Notebook, and he has like a full fucking beard in that. So that's
yeah, that's not counting. We might get to beards eventually.
Hey, I'm going with Braun Strowman already. So if I get top pick that week,
Strowman reigns.
Albert Einstein.
Albert Einstein. Oh man, you know what? Michael Jordan.
There you go.
He usually has the goatee, but every now and then he'll just do the mustache. More recently, it'll be just a mustache.
I don't know, man. Are you ready to announce your pick to the world?
Triple H.
Triple H? That's not your pick.
Triple H.
That's not your fucking
It's
pick.
not my pick, but it's another mustache that strongly needs to be considered. Triple H had those Thor's hammers, man, that were just like, bow. He had the sideburns going right into the stash. The Lemmy, speaking of mustaches.
Oh, man. How do we
Lemmy
forget?
Kilmeister, and that is a dark horse pick. That's fucking out of nowhere. That is, whew, strong pick. I thought that this was an easy decision for me, but the deeper we get in to this, there are some powerful mustaches, but I'm going to stick to my guns.
All right.
I'm going to use use the power of non-ironic sexiness to my advantage, because there's nothing ironic about the sexiness of Tom Selleck. This man is just pure sex appeal, and I'm hoping that that the ladies that take to the polls this week will absolutely see this choice, and I will. Don't you worry, I will upload pictures of shirtless Tom Selleck, shirtless young Tom Selleck, to back up my point for these ladies. Come on, ladies, that is sex. I know what these girls were thinking about all September long, buddy. They were all sliding into my DMs to talk about Tom Selleck. And so, Tom Selleck is my pick for the week. Mustache week of Cocktober.
All right.
Tom Selleck. That's the winner right there.
I've got one. I think I'll make my pick on someone who we haven't actually talked about yet.
Oh shit, that's a relief. That's a
Because
relief.
I don't want to be a complete dick and just say Johnny Depp and
Or Waluigi. Or
so
what was the other one? Lemmy.
So Tom Selleck obviously has the body, he has the charisma, he's got all that going for him. But my guy,
You're damn right he does.
my guy has the voice of an angel. I'm going with Freddie Mercury.
Oh my God! How did we not mention Freddie Mercury during the thing?
I'm going with Freddie Mercury, my pick. Possible best singer of all time.
Best frontman of all time.
Best frontman of all time.
Best frontman of all time, without a doubt. Shit. This is a battle. I know that there are going to be some heart-torn ladies out there, and some men too. Some homosexual men that'll be voting on this
I'm
poll.
going for both demographics here.
Yeah, so I mean, like,
So it's going to be a good match.
or bisexual men and bisexual
Anyone.
women, just like anybody.
Anyone can relate.
Yeah. So, damn. Wow. This is a matchup. I did not expect this to go as hard as it's going right now. Tom Selleck versus Freddie Mercury. The mustache battle of the century. One sang Bohemian Rhapsody. Another one was Magnum P.I. So, we didn't mention Magnum T.A.
Oh, man.
Was he Magnum? He was Magnum P.I., right?
He's fucking Jesse Stone, and he fucked Monica a lot on Friends.
He did fuck Monica a lot of Friends. But Friends will be disqualified because in one season he did shave his mustache.
That is true. That is true. So, it is week number 2 of Cocktober. as you guys saw on our Twitter poll last week, was a fucking murder.
Man.
Jarrod got destroyed in the polls last week.
It's true. It's damn true. But this week, I'm looking for a little bit of redemption.
A little bit of redemption. Well, you have second pick this week.
Second pick, but you know what? The playing field is broad. And I have not made my decision yet. I will base it on your decision.
On my decision.
Yes.
Okay. So last week we were
Well,
talking.
Hold on. Let's cue the music up. Because it's Cocktober. It's fucking hot in here. All the cock heat in this room right now. And we're talking about some fucking sexy men for those of you that don't know about Cocktober. Sexy ass dudes here in Cocktober, and me and Buddy are talking about them, and we're trying to find out who the hottest guy of all time is.
Are we at the end? Are we gonna put the top picks?
We might talk about the hottest guy of all time.
We might talk about the
We
hottest.
might.
All right. Last week we were talking about. Why are you holding me on? What do you have to say? What's so important?
We have something that we need to plug, but we'll do it after Cocktober, I guess.
Well, what do you need to plug? We
No,
got the
we're-
music playing.
Listen,
what
we are
we have
We're
the
in full
sexiest music of all time playing. What do you need to plug?
I'm sweating.
All right.
No, I'm not going to plug it during our Cocktober segment. So, what we're talking about this week and why I'm confident that I will defeat you this week is because it's something that I know a lot about.
I'm getting to that. So last week we were talking about some of the most handsome men with mustaches.
Oh, you're going to continue to rub this in my face.
No, I'm just giving them a little background. Last week we talked about guys with mustaches. Today we are sticking with a hair thing, only it's lack thereof hair.
I got a bone to pick with the Twitter universe right now. Let me tell you something. Freddie Mercury is the greatest frontman of all time. And he's awesome. And he is a sexy man in his own right. But this is about who the sexiest man of all time is. And if you're going to sit here and tell me that Freddie Mercury is sexier than Tom Selleck, I'm sorry. But you don't even know who the fuck Tom Selleck is. That's what the problem with that fucking shit is. He is a man's man. And that's all I have to say about that.
You done being a sore loser?
Listen.
You done? Have you completed complaining? Because we got the sexy ass music playing. We're trying to talk about some dudes, and you're just bitching that Twitter isn't in your favor.
Let's go.
Okay, so we're talking
Hottest bald guys.
hottest bald guy. It can be bald, it can be shaved, just nothing on top or very little on top. So let's just talk about some of these guys before we get into our pick. Want to ask you about very handsome bald man, George Costanza. What do you think about? What do you think about this guy?
George Costanza.
Because I can't say Jason Alexander because since his days on Seinfeld, he has gotten some sort of transplant where he has hair now.
Has he?
He has. I think he did a whole stand-up run just called Jason Alexander Has Hair. Like,
Wow, I actually did not know that. I
fairly
thought
recently.
that he was pretty fucking hairless in that like Seinfeld reunion they did.
Well,
for...
that was in like 2006. I'm talking like last year, or maybe like.
Oh, he just recently got a hair
like
transplant?
this is within the last 5 years. I think I saw him promoting that stand-up run in like 2014-ish.
Okay. By the way, that Seinfeld reunion was not in 2006.
Which one are you talking about?
The Super Bowl one.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh no.
That's what I thought you were talking. No, the Super Bowl ad. I know what you're talking about. It might have been after that, or they might have done something to make his hair gone for
Jason
that.
Alexander. All right, so we're just talking straight George Costanza.
We're talking George Costanza.
All right, so this is a short, overweight, bald man. Definitely one of the sexiest men on the list that we're going to be talking about today. Let's take a... And, I mean, there's got to be something about George Costanza.
That
because
drives the girls wild.
He absolutely overachieves.
He gets laid so much in that show.
He gets laid more than me, without a doubt. He gets laid more than anyone that I know. I think he gets laid more than Jerry does.
I mean, I would assume.
I'd say that George is fucking a different girl, like, every episode, whereas Jerry is like every 3 or so episodes he's talking to a girl or whatever.
And plus, George was almost married, so he was getting steady action for a while there, probably.
And
even though he didn't like it.
Here's the thing, too. Jerry is generally considered to be the most attractive guy on the show. Kramer appears to be like the most alluring to the women. Like every time they see Kramer,
like,
for
whoa.
some reason, like he magnetically attracts them. But like George, the girls that he bangs are all like in the same league
as everyone
else is. It's It's insane. It's absolutely insane. But yeah, George Costanza is definitely worth heavy consideration in Sexiest Bald Men. I will see your George Costanza and raise you one Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis. Oh man. So definitely not in his Friends days. We're talking more current Bruce Willis.
More current Bruce Willis, but still generally considered a very attractive bald man.
Very attractive bald man.
I believe that Rachel would still have dated him if he was bald.
For sure.
In Friends,
yeah. Yeah, Bruce Willis. I don't have much to say about him. Good looking dude. I don't know what to say.
Fucking sexy man.
All right, I got you. I'll take your Bruce Willis and I'll raise you, Dr. Phil.
Son of a bitch! I can't use Bruce Willis now because Dr. Phil is definitely one of the sexiest of all time. Son of a bitch. And you know what? A great mustache man as well.
Great mustache man. I can't believe that passed us up last week.
By the way, we did not mention Ravishing Rick Rude last week.
We did not mention.
Oh my god.
Otherwise known as the WCW Phantom, which we learned the other day. We might have to talk about some Halloween Havoc when we get closer to actual Halloween. Anyway. Anyway. So. Well, Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil.
What do you got to say?
I got to say that though Dr. Phil is very attractive, I don't think that Dr. Phil is more attractive than George Costanza, and I don't believe that Dr. Phil has had sex with more women than George Costanza.
What about Gandhi? Has Gandhi had sex with more women than George Costanza? Gandhi had sex with that girl with the goiter in that episode of Seinfeld. You know what I'm talking about? He dipped his head in oil and rubbed it all over my body.
Oh man, Gandhi, sex machine. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That was gonna be my next one. Stone Cold.
You know what?
Handsome man.
Legitimately good-looking guy.
Yeah, like no sarcasm there.
I've like never heard like a girl really say that Stone Cold was bad looking.
No, not at all.
He's got them pretty blue eyes.
Yeah, he's just quite the looker, man.
He's quite the looker.
Would you take a stunner?
Come on, man. My pants just
have
got
you ever taken
thinking about it.
Have you ever taken a stunner from anyone?
I'm sure I have. Yeah.
I've given a stunner.
I've given several stunners.
Yeah.
I delivered a stunner to a kid in like 4th grade who told my crush that I liked her.
God damn.
And so I walked right up to him when we were coming in from recess and delivered a stunner to him. A stunner that he won't soon forget.
Damn, I delivered a stunner to my boy Danny O'Donnell last week because he made me be an extra in this scene, which took place in a ring. So I was like, I'm only coming if I can hit you with a stunner. So he let me do it.
All right, yeah.
So, how about Vern Troyer, otherwise known as Mini-Me from the Austin Powers?
Oh.
Sexy bald man if you're
if you're into small guys, which if you're into George Costanza, which we all are, he's kind of small. Not a midget, but
definitely not a midget.
But he's definitely not taller than most girls.
True. But Vern Troyer is definitely not taller than all girls.
Yeah, unless it's a midget girl, he might be taller than a couple midget girls.
Or a newborn.
How about just straight up Dr. Evil?
Dr. Evil's a good-looking dude. Have to say. How about Colin Mockery from Whose Line?
Oh fuck, Colin. I know that Aubrey would probably have sex with Colin. Me, I I gotta stick with my boy Dr. Phil over Colin.
Dr. Phil over
Yeah, I'd
Colin.
rather have sex with Dr. Phil.
Damn. But still, George Costanza's still your number one in this?
Yeah. So far, I'm sticking George Costanza on this one.
I don't know. Do you have any noteworthy ones?
Oh man, see, you caught me off guard.
Michael Jordan. Jarrod's just gonna fucking leave.
Oh, oh man, I just think I just had an orgasm.
Oh man.
If you guys come into my house ever, you'll see just Michael Jordan's all over the fucking place in my house. It's because I need to look at this man all the time. He's just such a beautiful man. Absolute god amongst men. How about the headbangers, Thrasher and Mosh from wrestling?
I don't know. What do you think? Tell me your sincere opinion.
Stone Cold's better.
Stone Cold's better?
Yeah. Stone Cold. But
how about
Goldberg?
Goldberg. I was gonna say Cesaro, but
Cesaro's a good-looking guy.
Like Cesaro, yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely handsome. He's got that cool stubble going on. Yeah, Cesaro's good-looking.
Oh, go ahead. You had one. I don't want to cut you off because mine is not serious. So if you have a good one, go ahead.
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins. That's a good one. Phil Collins can get it, especially in that Bone Thugs video, which we'll be talking about a little bit next week. Wink, wink. If you want to tune in.
Phil Collins can get it. Anyways, I know we're talking about this. You know, you'll probably hear some of these names again sometime in Cocktober, but Billy Corgan.
Billy Corgan.
Yeah.
New majority owner of TNA.
He's got that artsy, sexy going on.
You know who else has that? You know who else has the artsy sexy going on? Danny DeVito.
Another short one. You're really into these short guys.
Yeah, short, bald. That's how I like him, dude. I don't know, man. What's your next pick? We gotta at least talk about a couple more before we get into our real picks here. And I have first pick, so I've got a pretty good one saved up.
I have a feeling I know who you're picking.
All right, we'll find out. So,
but I'll go ahead and say Mr. Clean is definitely
Mr. Clean is definitely a contender.
Definitely a sexy bald man.
Definitely a contender. Trying to think here. Who else do we know? Howie Mandel. How about somehow you into that? Howie Mandel?
You into that? You fucking into that? How about Vin Diesel, you piece of shit?
Vin Diesel, I mean, good looking dude. Don't know what else to say.
Oh man, I don't think Vin Diesel's that attractive. If we could be honest with each other for a second, I'm not attracted to Vin Diesel at all.
I mean, if we're gonna be honest for a second, I'm not attracted to any of the guys we're talking about. But this is Cocktober, so we need to discuss this.
I think that you're lying.
You think that? All right.
I'm definitely attracted to Stone Cold.
I got you.
And I'm definitely attracted to Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
And I'm definitely attracted to who I think that you're picking. Which pisses me off, if we can be quite honest with each other. And I'm definitely attracted to Michael Jordan.
This was a close one for my pick. How about Bernie Sanders?
He's not bald enough.
He's not bald enough.
Doesn't
count.
No,
All right.
No, I'm disqualifying Bernie Sanders.
It's not my pick anyway. Trying to think of some other names here. Do you have any others off the top of your head? I've been contributing all of these.
No,
how about Zach Galifianakis from Hangover 2 when he was bald?
I don't like the Hangover movies, man.
I really don't either. I mean, I thought the first one was amusing for what it was,
I didn't even think that one was funny.
I didn't think it. I don't know why it was such a huge hit, but I mean, I thought it was decent. Like, it was amusing, but I don't know. How about I forget his name. I really forget his name. Ben Kingsley, is that his name? Played Gandhi. You know who I'm talking about?
Oh my god.
You know who I'm talking about? Is that his name?
I don't fucking know his name, but I'm just like, you can't use two Gandhis.
I'm not saying him specifically in Gandhi. I'm just saying in life because he's been bald for a while.
Okay. Yeah, man, I think that we're at a kind of tail end. I'm sure we'll remember some after we wrap this up, but what's your pick?
My pick? You know my pick. I'm sure you know my pick. My man crush. The most attractive man, possibly of all time. My pick is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Son of a bitch! I knew it, and I was just hanging on to it this entire time just to, just so I could use it if you made a mistake.
If I made a terrible,
yeah,
which I would not never have.
If you made a critical error. So now, I have to draw upon some of. I don't like picking from the group that we have, but I could make the surprise pick of Krillin.
You could make,
which I can't believe you didn't pick. Very short, very bald.
Very short, very bald. That's my type.
That's your type, but I'm stuck between the only two people that in my mind can compete with The Rock, which is Michael Jordan and Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm going to have to pick Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's a match of the century.
These guys went head-to-head at WrestleMania 3 times. Well, they're going to go head-to-head in Cocktober for the first time ever.
For the first live on pay-per-view. Live on...
Bald head to bald head and little head to little head.
There's no way The Rock's dick isn't at least 2 feet long. There's no fucking way.
The Rock's got a huge cock. He's definitely got the reach advantage on Stone Cold. I'm not going to be shy about it. But I'm hoping that Stone Cold's eyes and badass demeanor can carry him through this one and get me the win this time.
Well, I'm hoping The Rock's charming good looks and
$1 million smile.
$1 million smile are able to bring me the win 2 weeks in a row. So we will see. Surprised you didn't bring up, forget it, Patrick Stewart? Is that his name?
Oh, yeah, well, he can't,
too fucking late.
He can't
now.
really compete against The Rock anyways, so. So anyways, this month is, as everyone that's listening to this show, and we're going to tell Barnum right now,
it's Cocktober.
It's fucking Cocktober. And you know what, Barnum? You probably noticed that you've been feeling the heat in here a little bit. Some of that cock heat. You did say your dick and balls were sticking to your leg earlier. Yeah, well, because it's Cocktober and it's just really humid down there right now. This is nothing new to Matt Barnum because you're, 25 years old?
26.
So, 26. So, like, you could take out, like, the first few years of your life. You probably don't remember that much, but then you start remembering things. And so you've probably experienced, a good, 22, 23 Cocktobers in your life, so you know what this heat is all about.
Yeah.
So, what we do for Cocktober to celebrate is that we talk about some
good-looking dudes.
Yeah, some of the hunkiest guys on the planet today, or even from the past. And since we have Matt Barnum on the show today, the illustrious guitar player and singer for Homewrecker.
We're talking musicians this week.
Musicians. So we're going to talk some of the hottest musicians ever. And Barnum is actually going to get a choice this week.
He's got number one pick
this week. Number one draft pick this week. But before we get into that, let's just talk about some of the hot musicians out there. Hot musicians? Let's start us off, buddy. Who are you thinking about?
Barnum, who are you thinking about? You're the guest. Let's start us off here.
You've probably met some of these people too.
Oh, I got one right here. How about Pat Kennedy?
Oh my God!
right here.
Oh, right here, Pat Kennedy. That's a handsome guy. He's got a little bit of that touch of gray going on in his beard. I don't know. It gives him that sophisticated look.
Yeah, look, he's been through a lot. I mean, he has a lot of wisdom, and you can see it in his eyes. And
you can just listen to Light Years and know that he's pretty much like 3/4 of his way through his 20s at this point. That
he's getting close to 30, and life keeps playing dirty.
And he really misses high. That kid misses being a teenager.
Real bad.
He really wants to be a teenager again. But nonetheless, good-looking dude. I don't think I've met any girl yet where I'm like, oh, Pat Kennedy. And
they're like, nah, not about that. You've never met a girl, and you never will meet a girl.
And you know what
That's
else
not
is
about
what
that.
else is intriguing about Pat Kennedy and what girls love?
They're building that statue of him in Medina.
Are they?
Yeah.
This is a real thing. This isn't a joke.
Yeah.
What's most intriguing about Pat Kennedy, what's really going to attract women and myself to Pat Kennedy is that he's a liar.
Yeah.
I know that he does twist his words.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
but it's like beneficial because the truth hurts sometimes.
The truth does hurt. So, I mean, Pat Kennedy's a liar. And girls really like that. They don't want to hear the truth. And so, Pat Kennedy, great choice. What do you think about Billy Corgan?
Billy Corgan.
It's like a pumpkin.
Oh man.
It's appropriate
Because it's Cocktober.
yeah,
The
so
pumpkin's
it's-
appropriate.
Well, no, it's in Smashing Pumpkins.
That's what I'm saying.
I
okay.
didn't even think of that. That's funny. I was like, yeah, Cocktober. Nah, I'd pass on him.
You
Pass
pass
on
on Billy
Yeah.
Corgan. What about you, buddy? A pass?
I would probably pass on Billy Corgan.
Smash or pass on Billy Corgan, and you guys are passing.
Yes.
Unanimously.
I'd say it's not unanimous because I'd probably smash because it's fucking Billy Corgan.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, he wrote freaking Siamese Dream, you know, so
There you go.
what's hotter than that? Besides Sextember, the heat in Sextember.
Was that last month?
Yeah, that was
That was
last month.
Lunch perps. No, let's see. Who's a good looking dude that plays music?
Come on, Barnum.
It's like there's so many choices now. I'm just trying
His
to
head
get-
is just filling up
Yeah.
with these attractive men.
You could double pick Freddie Mercury.
I could, I wouldn't though. I mean, that's a little unfair. Could double pick Freddie
Yeah,
Mercury.
it's true, but it is unfair. How about David Bowie? You want to throw David Bowie in there? He's a little skinny, but he's got great hair.
No.
A no on David Bowie? What about you, buddy? Smash or pass on David Bowie?
Depends what era of Bowie we're talking about.
I'm gonna go with 80s Bowie. So we're talking like
Sure, why not? Why
slick-
not?
Like kind of slick back pompadour hair, like singing "Let's Dance." Yeah, it's 80s Bowie. I would also smash. You know, I'd also smash on Ziggy Stardust Bowie. You know, kind of looks like a girl, so I'm not really like that.
How do you feel about Morrissey?
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Oh my god, that better not be your first draft pick because holy shit. Whew! I know the ladies at home are fanning off their funny parts right now. And I can feel the flash floods coming through because you just mentioned Morrissey's name. I think that there's a pretty unanimous smash on Morrissey. Buddy?
Yeah. Is that your pick?
Well,
is
we're not
it-
getting into picks yet, so but I mean that would be a hell of a pick. Morrissey would be.
I'd entertain the thought, you know.
But
You'd have to like kind of like win me over.
and you know what? I mean with the demographic that we have, I feel like Morrissey is a strong pick, but also I feel like Stephanie and Elena might have some appreciation for Jared Leto.
They might.
What do you think on Jared Leto?
Is that 30 seconds more?
Yeah, 30 seconds. Take that out of post.
Yeah, he's in 30 seconds more. Honestly, the only time I've ever seen what he looks like is from that Dallas Fire Club movie.
What does he look like in that?
He's a transvestite in that.
Yeah.
Oh my
he's
goodness.
a
Well,
chick.
you know, you haven't seen what he looks like as the Joker yet?
Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pass, dude.
Well, okay, hold on.
I can tell what he would look like without the makeup, and I'd still say pass.
I don't know if you can because have you seen American Psycho?
No.
Okay, well, he's in that and he looks pretty he looks pretty good in that. So you brought up Morrissey. Oh man. How about Bret Michaels.
Bret Michaels.
I'm doing a pass on Bret Michaels immediately. I literally saw a ad a couple years ago when I worked at Walmart of Bret Michaels promoting his second season for Rock of Love, and it was him with all these just like nasty looking hot girls.
Nasty hot.
Nasty hot. I mean, they're like gross by TV standards, but like if you saw them in real life, you'd be like, all right, let's do this thing. But Bret Michaels was there with like a leather jacket that was open with no shirt underneath, with the most airbrushed abs I've ever seen in my entire life. Because we know Bret Michaels doesn't have abs anymore. Are we in universal agreement that Bret Michaels kind of has like a beer gut?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, this like, I wish I could find the picture right now because they looked so fake. They didn't even look airbrushed. It looked like someone did them with a colored pencil. So Bret Michaels is just, you know, I just kind of brought him up.
How about, we were talking about him earlier this week. How about Phil Collins?
See, I was thinking about him too. That's what's funny that you guys talked about him.
You know what's sexy about Phil Collins is his music and his music alone. His physical appearance is not.
You're telling me he wasn't sexy as fuck in that Bone Thugs video?
Just walking with the turtleneck on.
Well, see, that's when he's older. So, like, as an old man, yeah, Phil Collins is a sexy old man. which is a sentence that I never thought that I would be saying.
That needs to be like the quote tagline when you guys premiere this. Phil Collins is a sexy old man. Today on
Two Nerds a Podcast, or next week on Two Nerds a Podcast, Phil Collins is a sexy old man. But yeah, I'd say that if I were an old lady, that I would definitely have sex with Phil Collins. Or if I was an old homosexual man, I would definitely have sex with Phil Collins. In his current state. Young Phil Collins, though,
I don't even know what he looks like.
he was kind of weird looking. He's had like a weird, like a really deep widow's peak that was just like, I don't even know if it could be considered a widow's peak.
Is it a devil lock?
He could definitely have a devil lock. So speaking of devil locks, thank you very much, Glenn Danzig.
Like early era?
Early era
Not
Danzig.
like
we know that.
Kitty litter era?
Yeah, kitty litter era Danzig is not good, but early Glenn Danzig is definitely something the ladies.
I could counter that with like 80s Henry Rollins. He's jacked, you know.
Yeah, but is Henry Rollins today bad looking?
No.
Henry Rollins
But I'm
today is a
saying-
sexy old man, just like Phil Collins, but not as old. Henry Rollins kind of has the Pat Kennedy touch of gray thing going on right now.
I don't know.
But that's a good counter. Henry Rollins is a good point. It's definitely a good-looking musician. These are for like the girls that are kind of into those bad boys. You know what I mean? All right. Do you really want me to go here? I think we'll be in universal agreement when I say Justin Timberlake.
I was gonna bring him up a little later, but yeah.
But are we talking ramen noodle hair Justin Timberlake?
No, I'm
or
talking.
are we
I'm
talking
talking current pompadour. Justin
Okay,
Timberlake.
okay. But
Like a fine wine, gets better with age.
What about Adam Levine?
Adam Levine,
Mm.
yeah.
You know, he's dark. He's got the voice. You know, literally, because he's on The Voice, right?
is he?
Yeah, he's one of the hosts of the.
No,
Voice.
I don't have cable. This podcast doesn't pay enough for cable. So
One day, it'll
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah. Hopefully this episode will take us to the next level. All right, so here's one, probably out of the blue, not expected. Claudio from Coheed and Cambria. Now, I'm not talking...
I mean, he can play his guitar behind his head, right?
yeah, he definitely can play his guitar behind his head. But I'm not talking kind of sexy, but I mean, like, he's kind of got the teddy bear thing going on with him. Like, he looks like a guy that I'd want to cuddle.
So what about Meatloaf then?
Nah, Meatloaf is a little edgier looking.
I feel like if you're gonna do like a teddy bear thing, you want to go with like Jack Black, maybe.
He is a music. I was about to just be like, he's an actor, but no, Tenacious D. I got pulled over by a cop and like had to sit in the back of his car one time, and he was listening to Tenacious D in his car. It was kind of like an odd come to Jesus moment for me. But
We might have to tell that story on a. Future,
I mean, that's
on a future episode.
I guess there's more to that story, but yeah. All right. So, Barnum,
You've had some time to think.
You've had some time to think.
Who is your number one pick?
No, I'm probably gonna take Morrissey.
Oh.
My number one pick.
It's gonna be a tough act to follow. Yeah, Morrissey, good looking dude. How are we determine who picks next?
I guess we're gonna have to go rock paper scissors. But I mean, to be honest with you, I want to come out with like a surprise pick, and I don't really have that yet.
You don't really have that.
Yeah, so I will give you the first pick while I sit here and think.
You give me the first pick.
I'll give you the first pick.
See, I've been trying to think this whole episode who I might want to pick. Again, I could do something very heelish and pick Ross Lynch, just because our demographic, that's what they want. They want us to talk about Ross Lynch. I could be self-indulgent and say Brendan Urie because he looks like me. Stroke my own cock a little bit. Could say Panic at the Disco.
Oh,
okay, none of you guys listen to it, but that's okay. They're like, who the fuck's Brendan Urie? Who the fuck is it? Who the fuck is that?
Player?
Is that a football player?
Football players don't count, by the way, buddy. I just want to let you know.
For real, I guess there's a play. I don't know what team he's on, but his last name is Wentz. And my dad was
Dude, they always post about him.
Yeah, I didn't know who he was. My dad was just like watching sports and they kept saying Wentz all the time. And I was like, Pete Wentz doesn't play sports. Why the fuck are they talking about this on SportsCenter right now?
Oh, wait a minute. Are you going where I think you're going with this?
No.
Okay.
No, Pete Wentz is not my pick. I don't think.
That'd be a cheap pick, bro.
He's not as relevant anymore, so I don't know how many people would...
Boy's pretty big, man.
But he's not like as much as a heartthrob as he used to be.
Yeah, he's
All
not.
right.
Wasn't he like voted most attractive guy of the year in like 2005 or some shit? I don't know.
I don't know. In 2005, were they even big enough back then?
Yeah,
to get that?
that's when.
That was like right when like
that was the height.
Okay.
One.
I don't know. I think I won't pick Ross Lynch because that'd be a cheap move. So I think I'm gonna go.
I respect that.
I think I'm gonna go Justin Timberlake with this one.
All
Current
right.
Justin. Well, any era Justin Timberlake.
Current Justin Timberlake. Any era. So that's kind of a cheap move. Is that?
So if you're into the Cheeto hair,
if you prefer
ramen noodle hair,
It's just like an overall, like who's on average the best looking dude.
So I've come up with some others, and now I'm having trouble thinking because I've thought about Usher, Prince. Like there's like a whole like other category where I just haven't went into yet. But I'm gonna go with my gut here, and I'm going to trust a completely different demographic on this one and hope that it pulls through for me in the end. And I'm going to say
Chingy.
Damn it, how do you read my mind? I'm going Jarrod. No,
you're going with the new Metallica.
Hey man.
Bars.
I'm gonna go with surprise pick, dark horse candidate, Kurt Cobain.
I thought about that actually.
Yeah, so
Kurt Cobain,
I'm gonna go with like the dirty
solid
drug
pick.
addict look.
You know, like you
And
got a
see
bad
what it
boy,
gets
you got
me.
a sad story, you got,
Yeah.
cut too short.
All right, so we got
we're
we got the all-American pretty boy and
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake. We have the the kind of sad like
Indie
the sad
Girl's
guy.
Dream, yeah,
Indie Girl's Dream, and then you have Kurt Cobain, who
for your edgier people.
he's a little bit edgier. You know what I mean? Like
It's a very diverse.
this
Very
is a very
diverse group.
and so we're gonna learn a lot about our audience on this poll. It's hot in here.
It's very hot in here.
You know that.
It's very hot on my side. Your side's pretty cold because if my records serve me right, and let me know if I'm counting this wrong, but I believe that it's 3-0 for this month.
Yeah, I already lost. So I don't know why we're continuing. But for the sake of the female population out there that listens to this podcast, Elena and Stephanie.
And Aubrey.
And Aubrey, yeah. Aubrey's a dude. We have to carry on. But before we get to this week's topic of Cocktober, I really want to talk about last week's poll and how stupid everyone that voted it is.
Isn't this the same thing you did the first?
This is absurd.
How-
I'm not even upset that I lost. I just looked at the results of this poll, and I actually came in second place because we had 3
Yeah.
choices this week, and I would have been fine coming in dead third, but like, you people out there, you must have not even like looked at a picture of Morrissey before or something.
I had Emily pick. I made Emily do it herself. I was like, I'm not telling.
Of course, Emily's gonna pick Justin Timberlake.
No, she did not. She picked your guy.
Kurt Cobain.
She picked your guy. And I like, because normally I tell her, hey, I voted for well, obviously the Rock one was obvious, and the first one was kind of obvious.
Which was rigged. It's totally fucking rigged.
But yeah, so I showed her, because I thought she would have went Morrissey, because I thought she would have looked up the pictures, and then she looked up Morrissey, and she was like, nah. And I was like...
Wait, she said no to Morrissey?
Yeah, I was like, Cat!
What the hell? You guys have like the same
That's what
haircut.
I said! I was like, look at my hair!
You guys like literally have the same haircut. Oh my god. Listen, I think your girlfriend's gay. And I don't think she knows how to properly judge a man. Which... Yeah.
Okay.
And so... Morrissey. This is a guy that when he first toured the U.S., like, people would just storm on stage and like kiss him, like while he was performing, and he said that like,
I mean, the same thing happens on blind hate shows. So.
Yeah, he said that like a surprising amount of like dudes like even would come up and kiss him. That's how hot Morrissey is, and they're not gay. None of these guys are gay. I'm not gay. Stop looking at me like that, buddy. I'm not. Cocktober was my idea, but I'm not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Hey,
that Seinfeld episode. That's one of the funniest episodes of Seinfeld.
Absolutely legendary.
Where it just like literally the whole episode. I'm not gay. Not that there's anything wrong. They said not that there's anything wrong with that the entire time. And then George with the reporter.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not gay. I'll have sex with you right now. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, my God. I started crying. But anyways, George Costanza did not win the Bald Man Cocktober. He didn't even qualify. Even though he was definitely... I should have went. I should have went with the irony factor of George Costanza on there.
You might have won,
I feel like the irony factor would have won it for me. I honestly have no idea who I'm going to pick this week, but tomorrow, me and Buddy
you actually missed it by this point. By the time you're listening to this,
so make sure.
So fuck you for missing it.
Yeah, like if you weren't there, then you're a piece of shit. I don't even know what we said or how we did it.
I don't know how we pulled this off.
I don't know how this all worked out. I don't even know how we walked our way through it. Trust me, I was asleep because I got off at 6 a.m. and probably didn't fall asleep till 8, and then it was at 11:30, and so we had a panel at any Geek Expo, and we polled some of the people there who they think is the sexiest superhero, male super. If they don't got a cock between their legs, they don't count in Cocktober. Let me make that perfectly clear for you. So, here's my question to you. I can't. Never mind. I don't have a question.
You don't have a question?
No. All right. Yeah.
It's okay. Give me a second.
I do have a question.
Okay.
My question to you is, does Mystique count? Because she could make a penis in between her legs.
No.
No doubt.
Does not count.
Does not count.
Absolutely not.
Son of a bitch.
Absolutely does not count.
Do you think Mystique even goes through the trouble of making a cock between her legs when she shapeshifts into a guy?
I mean, you would have to.
Do you have to? Do you really have to? Because she could shapeshift, literally, and she could just do her head if she wanted to and just put clothes on underneath. That wouldn't work too well because you'd see her hands unless she was wearing gloves. But, so she could just do her head and her hands and her breasticles. And
breasticles.
Breasticles, yeah. And then just totally leave this area below kind of ambiguous, you know what I mean? Like, the guy would totally just have to, like, take her pants off to be like, oh, God! You have a blue vagina. Does
A
Mystique
blue
have a
wa-
vagina?
A blue waffle, if you will.
A blue All right, so Mystique does not count.
Does not
she is
count.
out of the equation, even though she could have a penis if she wanted to. She has the life, really, because if she's confused about her sexual identity, like so many people seem to be now, it seems to be like cool almost to be like confused about your sexual identity, and that's not a shot to the people that are actually confused about their sexual identity.
But those of you that are doing it for a trend.
Yeah, like it's kind of a trend right now. So like those of you that are doing it as like because it's like kind of cool, I feel like you're kind of insulting to the people that are actually like, I'm a girl even though they're a guy, you know. So like,
but anyway, we didn't.
But Mystique, what I'm saying is that Mystique has it really easy, because like if she just decided one day like, you know what, fuck this, I'm a man even though I was born a girl, boom, sex change right there, because she's a shapeshifter.
Okay, but as I've been trying to say, you're
I'm
getting
electing hypothetical Mystique.
You're getting way ahead of yourself, because we haven't even told them what we're talking about this week. And you're just talking about you're just talking about Mystique, but we didn't officially say and hit the music. This week we're
hit the goddamn music.
This week we're talking about the hottest superheroes.
Male
superheroes.
Because they gotta have a cock.
And Mystique does not fucking count. But
who has first pick this week?
You have first pick, so maybe you can come back and do some damage.
I have a lock. I got a lock this week.
You got a lock. All right.
There's no way in hell that even though you've overall defeated me, no way in hell that you're defeating me this week, at least. You have first pick next week.
Yeah, I know.
I think that you know who I was going to go for.
For next week?
So I think I'm fucked, but I'm going to have to actually, like, put in, like, some, like...
We need some
extra
rules.
effort into, like, next week. Like, I'm going to have to do, like, some, like, soul searching on that one. But we're this week. We're in the here and now. And you know what? Let's get fucking started. And I will start you off with, how big of a boner do you have when Dr. Bruce Banner transforms into the Incredible Hulk and his clothes just tear away? He turns kind of green, but maybe you think that's sexy, buddy. Do you find that sexy?
You could find it sexy. Do you find it sexy?
Do you find it sexy is what I want to
ask you. I think the Infraggable Crunk is a lot sexier. Because I like purple.
Val Howard is the sexiest.
Oh man!
Of the Justice Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Val Howard is definitely the sexiest of the Justice Friends,
without a doubt. But I'm saying in comparison, the Infraggable and the Incredible, I would have to go with Infraggable.
Do you think Infraggable Crunk is sexier than the Incredible Hulk?
I'm into purple way more than I'm into green, man. But I'm telling you, okay, so sticking with green here. And I got you. Kind of a dark horse pick. But how about Beast Boy? He's green. And no, but hear me out. He can turn into whatever animal you want to fuck. If you're into cows, he can do that. You're into goats, he can do that. If you're into a fucking Triceratops, you can fuck that Triceratops. Beast Boy.
Or get fucked by the Triceratops. The horn. Right up the ass.
I think I've broken Jarrod. He's in tears. I think I broke him.
All right. So, Beast Boy's a solid pick.
I said Beast Boy at first, and you gave me this look like you're fucking. Beast Boy is not a. Beast Boy is like 12, but then you put in the equation.
Yeah. So, like, you could possibly be a pedophile, but it might be worth it if you're into bestiality, which is definitely up some people's alleys.
You could have Harambe fuck you, or fuck Harambe.
Let me tell you something. That is the sexiest thing that you've ever said to any of these females out there. So
Beast Boy, what's your next?
Oh my God, that's hard to counter. But I think that we got to go with an obvious pick here. And say that Superman, though he's not like dark, gritty, sexy, he's still like a sexy
good looking dude. Yeah, even with the Clark Kent glasses.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of like a hipster look that girls are kind of into now with the glasses on and shit. You got anybody?
Superman. Let's see. I'm trying to think. As a side note, this is really off topic, but in high school there was like the class tournaments with Superhero Week, and some kid dressed up as Obi-Wan Kenobi and essentially got laughed out of the school because that's not a superhero. But anyway, I don't know why that made me think of that.
He's kind of a superhero. He's a hero and he has powers. He's super.
Does Goku count?
Yeah, kind of.
If Obi-Wan if Obi-Wan
I was gonna bring up Piccolo. I thought you were gonna bring up Piccolo when you were talking green. He's got a cape.
He does have a cape.
And he could fist you from like a mile away. And hear your moaning from like another planet. He could probably fucking get you off with his mind.
Probably.
He's moved mountains with his mind. I can't imagine why he couldn't get your ass to come.
I couldn't tell you. So Goku counts.
Buddy's really like when I'm coming
I'm really scratching my head here.
Like Buddy is really insecure about his sexuality.
Oh, yeah.
So when I'm coming at him with these things, like, do you find the Hulk attractive? Like, do you get a boner when he starts his clothes start ripping off and all this stuff? Which, I mean, naturally, yes, I do. I definitely get a boner when the Hulk transforms, especially Lou Ferrigno Hulk.
I was gonna ask which of the Hulks.
Lou Ferrigno Hulk, because at least it's like a real person, not just some big CGI.
It's not like Edward Norton where it's a skinny dude and then it's
So, Thor. Here's the real question about this. Is there any superhero that isn't sexy?
That isn't sexy?
Yeah.
I mean, Deadpool's got the body, but his face is all is
I was
fucked.
thinking Deadpool as soon as I brought it up. But let's get back to sexy because that's not what we're here for. We're here for some good cock.
As long as he keeps the mask on. He's got the rest going for him, I'm assuming. I mean, unless his dick is burnt off.
It's possible. So, Logan trailer just dropped this week, and I think that
Hugh Jackman
Wolverine is definitely a thing, which is funny because I was actually having a conversation with Aubrey about Wolverine and kind of like how Hugh Jackman is like this fucking like stud, like absolute like Hollywood, like fucking he could bang any girl he wants. Whereas like in the comics, even though like he doesn't particularly look bad, Wolverine is kind of described and is like meant to be just like this kind of short, ugly guy that's like kind of an asshole, but an asshole with a heart of gold. But Hugh Jackman Wolverine definitely a fuckable superhero.
I've got another dark horse pick for you.
Okay.
How about Steel?
With Shaq and Steel?
With Shaq, yeah.
Okay. Definitely. Doesn't he have a hammer? Like,
is it a steel hammer?
Yeah, steel hammer. I do believe. Yeah, I'd fuck Steel.
Good.
Especially if it was Shaq. I'm a huge Shaq fan. Did you see that thing I retweeted? BioShack Infinite?
Yeah, I did. And I just about cried.
All right. So you brought up Steel. So how about Spider-Man?
Spider-Man?
Yeah. Spider-Man.
Little young.
But I don't know if I would go sexy. Definitely attractive. Definitely would get laid.
I would definitely. He's more of a.
He could definitely get the dick.
I would say he's more of like a teen heartthrob. Like I feel like he's a lot like what the younger generation would be into. But we're two old men, so I don't know.
I kind of like him young.
You like him young? Well, okay. Well,
I guess I do. Every time I date a girl, she ends up younger than the last one.
That's what I was alluding to.
Like, so that's not by design.
Jarrod is the definition of he keeps getting older, but they stay the same age.
I'm definitely Matthew McConaughey. The Dazed and Confused. Oh fuck. So yeah, Spider-Man's cool. How about Venom?
Venom is got some stuff. I don't know he's buff as hell. Buff as hell.
All right, if that's all you got to say about Venom, I think the Venom could do some work. And I think the Venom is not my pick, but could be a good pick for you. Because, listen, I'm going to do you a favor right now if you decide to go for Venom. Listen up, ladies. Not only is Venom jacked beyond belief, okay? He's got that tongue, all right? Venom's got like
I didn't even consider that.
Venom's got this 10-foot long fucking tongue. I know that he could fuck your pussy up with that thing. I know it. I know he could.
Doesn't even have to be in the same room as you.
No, he could fuck you. No. Plus that symbiote suit can like kind of shapeshift, I believe, and like mold into like different form.
Some
he
iterations
could mold
can,
into like whatever type of fucking dildo you need him to. Venom is a fucking solid pick.
Venom's a
for
solid.
Cocktober.
Venom is
and anyone out there that says that he's not a superhero, he's kind of a villain. He's an anti-hero. Anti-heroes count. Going on record. How about?
Yeah, anti-heroes better count because I know what your fucking pick is. I assume. So anyway,
my pick is no anti-hero, my friend.
Anyway, it's up for debate depending who you ask.
If you ask Frank Miller, maybe.
There you go. So how about spoilers. How about Captain America? Chris Evans.
In Avengers, maybe. Like in whoever plays him in the movies, definitely.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I like comic book Captain America, not so much.
He's kind of a jabroni.
Yeah. I take your Captain America and I counter you with, it doesn't matter if you're talking Robert Downey Jr. or just comic book Tony Stark. They're essentially the same person.
Yeah.
Iron Man.
Iron Man. Yeah, I mean, I could get down with some Tony Stark. He's got this sexy middle-aged man thing going on.
Yeah, a little touch of gray.
Not jacked, but you don't need it. You don't need. He's got the.
He's not out of shape either.
He's got the charisma. Yeah, he's like an average dude.
I don't know if average dude. Like he's definitely got like muscle definition. Maybe not Robert Downey Jr. I mean, Robert Downey Jr.'s arms look good. I don't think you really see him too shirtless in the movie.
He's always wearing those fucking quarter sleeve Black Sabbath shirts and shit. So. So you can't see anything.
He's a fucking badass and he wants you to know about it. Alright, buddy. So we skipped on this one earlier, but speaking of green, how about Martian Manhunter? You're just
That's out of fucking nowhere.
You think that you could resist Martian Manhunter's charm if he came in here and tried to have sex with you right now?
I don't think so.
Solid pick. We still have yet to even bring up Aquaman, who in this new DC...
I was going to bring that up a little later.
New DC Universe iteration is definitely sexy. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, for sure. 1000%.
Definitely good looking. Here comes a superhero right now. Our producer, Jake Hill.
Making a rare appearance in the studio.
One of the sexiest superheroes I've ever seen. Here comes the studio cat, Naisha. Hey, Jake. Hey, man, you can talk for a second. Why don't you throw us a good, sexy superhero?
Poison Ivy.
She's not a superhero. That's a super villain.
We're talking dudes anyway.
Yeah, it's got to be a dude. Get your heterosexuality out of here, my friend. Get your fucking
heterosexuality.
What do you think of Cyborg?
He's probably got a cyber dick, so I'm into that.
You're into cyber dicks. All right, buddy. I need to get to Critters 3 because I got to work tonight. So I'm going to hurry up and deliver the knockout blow to you right now.
All right.
Are you ready?
Just say Batman. Just say it.
No! Take that out in post because I want to be the one to say Batman.
Good one, Jarrod. So, defend your pick, man. Tell us.
Do I need to defend my pick? Look at Batman. He's got the sexiest superhero costume. He's fucking Bruce Wayne underneath the mask, who's a sexy billionaire playboy. What more do I need to say? He's the best martial artist on the planet, pretty much. And he's smart as fuck for, like, any girl that, like, is into brains. He's the total package, buddy. Batman is the total package.
I hope you're very prepared for me trying to win this, tweeting the ugliest pictures of Adam West and saying, how the fuck could you vote for this guy?
Adam West is sexy!
Defend Adam West right now. I want to hear you.
Adam West is sexy. He's got kind of that dad look going on. Like, dad look is in right now. You know what, sir? Sir?
Yeah?
You fucking tweet your pictures of Adam West, and I will reply to them with pictures of Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, Val Kilmer, George Clooney. George Clooney and his bat nipples, and Christian Bale. I'll tweet all of them. They're all sexy.
I'm going to tweet the ugliest pictures of all these guys.
Tweet pictures of Christian Bale from The Machinist.
Yeah.
Good luck trying to find an ugly picture of George Clooney, by the way.
And American
Good
Hustle.
luck with that.
Yeah, George Clooney is going to be hard. But the only person that
in American Hustle, you could get him in The Fighter as well.
could get it, yeah. Whatever, he's either super skinny or super fat.
Yeah.
But as Jarrod kind of alluded to it a little earlier, kind of gave it away, but I think I'm going with one of the only people I think that can go head-to-head with Batman. As we saw in one of the trailers earlier this year, they had a little bit of an argument. I'm going with the new Aquaman for this one. He's
Specifically the new Aquaman.
Well, yeah,
what actor portrays him?
the newest iteration of Aquaman. I should make you pick a specific iteration of Batman if we're doing my specific iteration of Aquaman.
No.
But to be fair, there's only one version of Aquaman that isn't a complete fucking jabroni, so...
I've heard that lately in the comics he's been kicking ass.
I don't read the comics, so I couldn't tell you.
I'm just stating that he can talk to fish, man. So that could be useful in the bedroom. That, like, if you're into bestiality, like you said earlier with Beast Boy, Aquaman could get any fucking fish to come up on shore, and then you can fuck that fish.
He could get Beast Boy as a fish, so you have 2 for 1.
That's true, yeah.
So Aquaman versus Batman.
That's DC versus DC.
DC versus DC. Only a couple letters away from Dick. We're missing the I and the K, but that's about all we have to talk about this week. So Jarrod, give us our closing thoughts here. Tell us what the people should do.
I feel like I should have cue cards like Jerry Springer when he does his like final thoughts on every episode. If you love someone and they love you back, sometimes they can still feel that attraction towards another person, and sometimes it becomes hard to overcome. And so, you know,
the whole shtick.
Yeah, and sometimes that person is a midget. And so, like, those are my final thoughts, buddy. So you may come across a time in your life when your significant other, be it guy or girl, will have sex with a midget while still engaged in a relationship with you. And you'll find out about that, and, like, it'll be devastating, but it's up to you. Huh? Would I ever have sex with a midget? That's a good question, my friend.
That's the next question.
That's the next question.
Sneak peek to next week's theme. Sexiest midgets.
Goddamn.
Sorry to interrupt.
No problem. That's good material. So yeah, I mean, like, so if your significant other ever has sex with a midget, it's gonna be up to you whether or not you guys are gonna come together and work that thing out, or if you're just going to sit there and be like, what the fuck? You had sex with a midget. And then just leave her or him. Whatever.
So yeah, it's also the last week of our special this month.
It's getting a little, it actually is kind of hot out today. And that's because we're getting closer to Halloween. And Halloween, everyone knows, is when the cocks are the hardest. In Cocktober.
So, since Halloween is right around the corner, we figured we would talk about some horror.
I wanted to ask you something
right,
before we get into this. Do you think Stephanie still listens to our podcast?
I don't know.
I haven't heard from her in a while.
Stephanie, if you're listening, let us know. But anyway, before we get into all of this, I think we need to set some ground rules for our horror villains talk, what does it have to be? Are we talking specifically horror films? Or are we talking characters that just do bad things in movies? Because it's a fine line. Because, all right, so let's think of a movie, for example, American Psycho.
It's a horror movie.
You see, me, I consider it just a crime drama with some thriller.
You can
from
consider that,
thriller.
but here's the thing: is that like, to me, it's a horror movie, but like it doesn't. It's like an untraditional horror movie that it follows the killer, like the entire time. So like, but there are other horror movies like that, like Maniac. Freaking Ed, Portrait of a Serial Killer. And let's see here, Disturbed, I believe that's the name of the movie. I watched it last year. It was good. Usually these movies turn out pretty fucking good. But yeah, so like it's kind of like a satirical horror movie. Like, because I mean, just like there's the scenes where like he's chasing the girl down with the chainsaw and everything. I don't think it's a drama at all.
Well, I don't mean like a drama, like it's a heartfelt fucking thing. I think it's like a crime drama thriller.
I'd say that probably the closest you could get would be like to not horror would be like a thriller comedy.
Well, it's definitely a dark comedy for sure throughout.
But I still consider it a horror movie, and just because of kind of like the horrific things that are portrayed in the movie. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that like see, like myself, I don't really consider like Last House on the Left a horror movie, but a lot of people do. I consider it a revenge thriller because nothing really like scary ever happens in it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's rape, but then like the most of the movie kind of focuses on the parents getting revenge for their daughter who was raped. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Last House on the Left?
I don't think I've seen Last House on the Left.
Okay,
isn't that a remake? I think I saw like
there's a remake of it, but the original was by Wes Craven in the 70s.
See, I think I've seen the remake.
Okay.
But I haven't seen the original one. Just like Hills Have Eyes, I haven't seen
the remake. Probably had some more kind of horror vibe to it. Maybe made the parents. I haven't seen the remake yet, but it probably made the parents seem a little bit more psychotic. Probably had more horrorish music, darker environments, and stuff like that. I'm not sure. The original was very 70s, and it had very 70s music. It was very like daylight out most of the time, and like the parents were just kind of pissed and killed people.
Yeah.
But I consider American Psycho a horror movie. I do think it qualifies, which basically screws me at this point. But it's like,
do you want first pick?
I'll take first pick since you won the month already. It's like, let's not get into it yet. Anyways,
if you would have said no, you would have saved yourself. But since you said American Psycho qualifies, and I have first pick, I don't know. But let's just get
Maybe I should. You know what? Let's do that. All right. I think American Psycho is a horror movie. That aside, we all know that Patrick Bateman is the sexiest fucking horror movie villain. Like, if we're talking a very practical, like very very traditional sense of sexy, in which I feel like a lot of our voters have gone for, like this entire month, they've gone for that as opposed to like.
Do you want him as your pick? You can say yes. Do you want him as your pick?
I think that it'll be more fun if we take him out of it completely. If we both agree.
What if I have one that could counter it?
What do you have to counter Patrick Bateman?
What if I said Ryan Reynolds in Amityville Horror?
Is he the villain though?
Yeah, he gets possessed and he fucking tries to kill everyone.
I see. To me, he's a victim. The house is the villain in that movie because it's the Amityville house is.
And that's
really
why I'm
redeemed.
saying we should lay some ground rules to this, because I was also going to bring him up after what qualifies as a horror movie.
And I would probably lose if I said this, but it doesn't make any sense because first off, listen, Batman is sexier than fucking Aquaman. Like, buddy, I feel like even you know that.
I don't know who the fuck James Momoa is, or whatever you put in the poll. But Jason,
Well, I tried to sabotage it like you're trying to say no.
This is why Jarrod.
Well, all right. So you don't know who James Momoa is.
Yeah, you sabotaged the blog. I mean, you sabotaged the poll.
I sabotaged nothing. James Momoa is probably sexier than Jason Momoa, and that's why they voted for him.
And completely besides the point. So
Listen,
are
you people out there, like, I don't want to call out the viewers or the listeners, but you're all stupid. You're all idiots, and I fucking hate all of you. Batman is the sexiest superhero. Hands the fuck down. Hands the fuck down, buddy.
So, but this week, Jared's very upset. He's lost every week so far. This week we're talking horror villains. We're excluding Christian Bale from this.
Because, like, look, maybe Ryan Reynolds would beat him because our voters are really fucking stupid. But it's just like, I just think that me and you could both agree right now that, in fact, Patrick Bateman is the sexiest horror movie villain.
If you consider it a horror movie, yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's so sexy that he doesn't even look at the girls that he's fucking. He just looks at himself while he's having sex with them. In one of the most hilarious scenes in horror movie history.
I also know someone else that could be your pick. I know two.
I was thinking maybe that I could counter it with just General Dracula.
That's not what I was thinking at all.
But
That's not what I was thinking at all, but okay.
But that could go so fucking bad. Like, I would be like, all right, buddy, I'm just going to have to go Dracula. Thinking, like, maybe Christopher Lee Dracula, or maybe just, like, the idea
if you've seen,
of Dracula.
But
then you would be like, yeah, I'm taking Christian Bale in America. It's like, you got pictures of fucking Christian Bale shirtless and everything. And then you have Nosferatu and Bram Stoker's Dracula. With the fucking, like, Princess Leia buns.
Have you seen the Frank Langella version of Dracula?
Is that the, like, shot-for-shot remake of...
No.
No?
No. It's from the 70s. The ending is completely ridiculous. But Dracula's very attractive in that movie. But, anyway. But no, that's not... There are basically...
The shorts got a little bit tighter while you were watching that movie?
There's basically only two people I think you could pick for this. I'm not going to mention either of them. And I'm going to let you have first pick. Because whatever one you don't pick... Because there's only two options here. Whichever one you don't pick, I'm going to pick. You have first pick this week because I feel fucking bad for you. Anyway, let's just talk about some
I'm not even going to think of these guys because, like, I've been thinking about this for weeks. And I'm just like, buddy's got first pick. And if he goes American Psycho on me, I'm fucked.
You have first pick. American Psycho is excluded. You can have first pick this week. But let's just talk about some attractive horror villains. And we're going to start with Chucky. How do you feel about Chucky?
So, Team Tiger Awesome just did this kind of, basically.
Did they
made
really?
A bracket where they were trying to think of sexiest Halloween costumes. And, like, Chucky won the whole fucking bracket.
Did he really?
Well, because what they were doing was they were altering the costume. Like, so they're basically like, what could you dress up as? Those iconic horror. Dress up as it for Halloween, but you could alter the costume to be sexy. And so what they did was they took the Chucky costume, they did like the overalls, but
I
they
got you.
cut
Okay,
it into
I got
Daisy.
you.
They cut it into Daisy Dukes, and they like completely Vaselined.
Oh,
like,
man.
all over. Like, woo! It's getting super sexy. But yeah. So Chucky won the whole thing. What do I think about Chucky? But we're not talking costumes, so we're talking straight.
We're talking straight
villains.
up real
So
Chucky.
Chucky's probably had more sex than most of the horror villains that are in the bracket
Yeah.
in the movies. So I feel like that just kind of gives him like an edge there in sexiness. Is Jennifer Tilly that he's having sex with a doll version of
The
Jennifer
doll
Tilly?
version.
But his human form was having sex with actual Jennifer Tilly.
Brad Dourif.
Brad Dourif.
We know the name now.
Well, I knew it at one point too,
Yeah.
but I just kind of slipped my mind the one day.
Slipped both of our minds.
But anyways, yeah, Brad Dourif, or whatever. What is his name in the actual movie? Is Charles?
I don't know.
Charles Lee Ray. Is his
Sure.
Yeah, Charles Lee Ray was having sex with Jennifer Tilly, who I don't remember her character's name in the movie at all. So Chucky, kind of sexy. How about Leatherface?
Leatherface is I
You wouldn't fuck Leatherface?
I don't think I'd fuck Leatherface.
I feel like you could fuck Leatherface depending on what face he was wearing that day.
On whose face?
Like maybe he killed fucking Jennifer Aniston.
yeah, I'd
And
be
he's
down
gonna
with
put
that.
out Jennifer Aniston's face for you.
Speaking of Jennifer Aniston, how about Leprechaun? Let's throw Leprechaun in the mix here. How do you feel about Leprechaun?
Are you into midgets?
Apparently.
Like, I feel like this came up on the podcast last week. We did.
A couple weeks ago. I can't remember. The
I
bald
think it was
week.
last week because Jake was in here.
No, it was the bald week. It had to be the bald week. 'Cause
Was it?
Danny DeVito, George Costanza, Mini-Me. Last week we were talking about superheroes, and I was just talking about bestiality the whole time
Okay.
with Beast Boy.
Well, whatever. So, yeah, Leprechaun. I'm having trouble finding ways that you could make Leprechaun sexy.
Does he have gold? Is he rich?
So,
Didn't-
do you
hold
think
on, hold on.
Do you think bribery is sexy?
Maybe. In the latest iteration of Leprechaun, wasn't he played by Hornswoggle?
Yes.
Have you seen those?
No. It was just the one. It was just
It was
the
just
one
one.
by WWE Films, and he was not sexy.
Let's see, what other horror villains?
Well, we just talked about him for like a fucking
Michael
hour.
Myers, yeah.
How sexy is Michael Myers? Now, I will sit here. I will say, Michael Myers is pretty fucking sexy.
Yeah, I would have to concur. I mean, I'm really into that boiler suit, and
He's buff.
He's pretty buff in 4 through 6. He's
pretty
pretty buff.
And he's got nice hair.
And number
Nice
4,
slick
he has
back.
nice slick back hair.
Yeah, nice slick back hair. He's clean cut in 4, and yeah. And in the first one, if you're into William Shatner, then like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of some that are like out of left field here.
Jason.
How is that out of left field?
It's
that
not.
goes hand in hand with Halloween.
But we need to talk about it. How sexy is Jason?
Jason is ugly as fuck.
So you wouldn't fuck Jason?
He's a zombie.
What about pre-zombie Jason?
The one where you
Or he's just a retard?
that's even uglier.
You think the just retard Jason is uglier than zombie Jason?
He looks like Sloth.
Do you not remember when he took his mask off in fucking Takes Manhattan and his face was just like, just like all over the fucking place? You'd rather have sex with that than the thing that jumps out of the lake in the first one.
No, the thing that comes out of the lake in the first one is the most sexy.
I think Baghead Jason is the sexiest. Just keep
Baghead.
the bag on his head. From part 2, yeah, the burlap sack.
That's the one I thought you were talking when you said like retard Jason. with
Well, he's a
the-
retard like his entire lifespan, even
This
as
is
a
a
zombie.
very PC. We shouldn't be talking about mental illness.
Listen, I understand that, and I'm not trying to like lose listeners over this or anything, but that's what Jason is. And I feel like
He's
since
mentally handicapped.
fine. Do we really have to go like extremely PC when we're talking about horror movies right now?
No, especially when we're talking about dudes that we want to fuck in horror movies.
Like I just don't think that we do. So like
All right, so
I'm sorry, I'm not targeting like a real person. I'm not saying you're like, hey, you're retarded. Like no, Jason, he's a retard.
So how about
Jason Voorhees.
How about Robert Englund in the Nightmare series?
So Freddy Krueger. Why don't
Yes.
you just say Freddy Krueger?
I don't know, man. You're the one that's always talking. Who's this random actor that played an old dude in RoboCop? You're the one always saying actors' names, so I said an actor's name. I'm
I
sorry.
need to memorize that guy's name because I think he's in every movie, but he's not in any movies.
He's in no movies.
He's in Guyver and he's in RoboCop. And so, and RoboCop 2, and then I think they changed the old man for RoboCop 3. So, anyways, Jason Voorhees not sexy. Freddy Krueger, man, I'm going kind of sexy on Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, and he's got a sense of humor too.
He's got a good sense of fashion.
So it's not just looks.
That
Yeah.
striped shirt,
I mean, I'd wear that sweater.
good
sure.
good fitting pants, the fedora,
Yeah.
or whatever, or the bowler cap or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah.
I wouldn't let him finger you, but
No, his fingers aren't going anywhere near my asshole.
no.
But plus, here's the thing they brought up on Teen Tiger Awesome is that Freddy like knows your dreams, so like he could probably reach into like your deepest, darkest fantasies
And
like,
be
bring
whatever
them
you
to
want.
life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
So,
do whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
Freddy
didn't even
Krueger's-
consider that.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger's pretty sexy.
So that's a pretty good pick, actually.
Yeah.
But it can't compete with who your pick probably is going to be. But
Buddy, I really absolutely have no idea. Who
actually,
you-
I don't even know if the one I think that you should pick counts as a villain. It's more like a tragic kind of story. But
bring him up,
he
just
ends
bring him
up doing some bad things. Well, yeah, you have first pick, so I guess I can bring him up. How about Brundlefly, pre-fly form?
Oh shit. So yeah, I don't know. Well,
Does it
when you
count
say
it-
Brundlefly,
Does it count as a villain?
he is kind of tragic. Like, I don't know if he counts as a villain, but he's as close to a villain as that movie has. Really. I'd say at the end, he's pretty fucking villainous.
The only person I think that could compete with him is also a tragic person. So maybe, I don't know.
But see, if I wanted to go Brundlefly, maybe I could just go Jeff Goldblum and Mr. Frost.
As Satan.
As Satan, yeah. I don't know. I'd get Aubrey's vote if I picked anything with Jeff Goldblum in it.
For sure.
How about Mila Kunis in American Psycho 2?
We're talking.
We're talking dicks here, I know. But
How about the Babadook? Would you do the Babadook? Or would you let the Babadook do you?
the Babadook me?
Babadook you?
Oh, man. I don't like that movie.
I thought it was a little overrated. Can't lie.
Yeah.
If it wasn't so hyped for me, I probably would have liked it a little better. But
How about Tobin Bell in the Saw series?
no. Absolutely not.
Okay. How about the first zombie in Night of the Living Dead?
It's a little stupid, but I'm into that. I could get down with that very first zombie.
The very, God, what's his name? I can't.
It's escaping me.
I
We
know,
just don't know any names.
I actually
Never
know.
bring
I
up a
actually
name.
know his name because he's in Flesh Eater, the movie they did in the '80s where he's like the zombie again, and he's like the main zombie, and he just goes around eating people. That's literally the whole movie. He just goes around eating people.
Damn.
How about Tom Savini when he turns into a vampire
In Dusk Till Dawn.
in Dust Till
I
Dawn?
can get down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is he? Love Machine in that or
Sex Machine.
Sex Machine.
Sex Machine.
Yeah. Wow, it doesn't get any sexier than Sex Machine.
No, not at all. How about just all the Gremlins?
Are you into that? You're into bestiality?
I don't know, man.
You brought up Beast Boy. Oh man.
I'm just trying to bring up ones that are out of left field, man.
Yeah. Well, listen. You want out of left field? How about The Thing?
What does he look like?
Isn't
Isn't
he a shapeshifter?
Yeah, but what does he actually look like?
Some sort of alien.
Well, what is he?
How about the Xenomorph?
It's got that tongue. Does have that tongue.
I bet the Xenomorph could give
How about Godzilla?
Wicked Head. Wicked Head. Godzilla. Godzilla's sexy. I mean, but does Godzilla have a cock?
I have not seen one.
I feel like Godzilla's disqualified.
Doesn't have a cock.
No cock. Sorry, Godzilla. You definitely win this competition hands down.
All right, you have first pick. You can either go for an irony factor, or you can pick Jeff Goldblum, or you can pick someone we haven't talked about, or you can talk about someone we have talked about. But you have first pick nonetheless. So who are you going with?
This is tough. like my whole fucking my whole I know that you have someone in the back of your mind.
No, I have a couple that I could pick that I'm thinking of picking, but it depends on who your pick is.
Like, I feel like my best bet is to go the irony factor here, but that's what I've gone with like most weeks.
And then if you go with irony factor, like say you fucking say Jason Voorhees or something, and then I actually say someone who is attractive.
yeah,
And
exactly.
then you'll get absolutely murdered.
I would
so,
get-
so second pick is actually the advantage here.
Well, no,
which is
take
why
your-
I'm letting-
take your first pick, buddy.
No, I'm not taking the first pick.
Take the first pick.
No, because I don't know. Because that's the thing. I don't know who I want to pick. And one of the picks I was thinking about, I don't even know counts or not, because it's a tragic tale.
Brundlefly, we'll just throw it out.
So no Brundlefly.
Yeah, no Brundlefly. Just it's too close to home.
Okay, so I'll bring up this one person, but only if we decide who's having first pick, or if I have first pick, I will say who's been in the back of my mind as a possibility. But if you have first pick, I'm not gonna say it because then you might pick it and fuck me over.
All right.
So if I have first
All right,
pick,
go.
Anthony Perkins in Psycho,
I've considered him.
horror villain or tragic tale, it doesn't count.
Horror villain, and it counts. And
I have first pick, so that's my pick.
all right. Okay, so Anthony Perkins in Psycho is your pick, and so
And he's who I thought could complete with Jeff Goldblum, but you threw it out. So, good luck.
yeah.
And now you can't pick him in Mr. Frost either, because that's a cop-out.
Whoa, hey, it's not a cop out. This is my secret weapon. Anthony Perkins in Psycho. See, like the thing, I've thought about him before, but like I kind of eliminated him because it's just like I was just always assuming you were gonna go fucking Patrick Bateman and like
No, because that's again why I brought up the ground rules at the very beginning, because that could have very well have been my pick.
yeah, it would have fucking just dominated everything. But like, so
I've been thinking about this episode for weeks. That's why I've had all of these.
what if I
questions.
countered it with Vince Vaughn, Psycho?
Go for it.
I'm nuts.
Go
I
for
would
it.
lose by a mile. No one's voting for Vince Vaughn, fucking Norman Bates. Oh God. What if I went Hannibal Lecter? No.
Tweet the worst pictures of him from Red Dragon if you
Oh
pick
my
that.
God. All right, so man,
Go with Buffalo Bill.
I could go with Dracula, but I'd have to specify it as a very specific Dracula. Who is the vampire in Interview with a Vampire?
I don't even know if you can count those as villains.
Are they not villains? Is there
I mean,
not
not
a
re-
villainous vampire in that movie?
I mean, it's a villain against another vampire. I mean, it's not.
Who's the villainous vampire in Interview with a Vampire?
Well, there's the one that. So basically, there's two main vampires in Interview with a Vampire. One is Brad Pitt, who is a vampire who sort of is trying to rebel from vampirism. He doesn't think it's right. And then there's Tom Cruise,
Is the
who plays Lestat, who loves being a vampire. But I wouldn't necessarily say either of them are the villain against each other, especially because Tom Cruise is barely in that movie at all. But Tom Cruise is the one you're thinking of.
Okay. Well, listen. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to say Pazuzu. I'm just kidding. I am going to look at the Lost Boys and pick which one I think is the sexiest one.
Just pick Heather Sutherland. He's the only one that people are gonna know.
Isn't he the main one?
Yeah.
And like he's not even that hot. He's kind of got a chubby face. I'm fucked, man. I'm just fucked.
You could pick Leprechaun.
I could go Michael Myers and just hope that the mystery like fucking like gets me over on this one. I'm going to have to go with Christopher Lee Dracula.
All right.
I'm gonna lose. He just
You're not a stranger to losing, so.
his face is too long and narrow.
So why would you pick him?
Oh, maybe I'm gonna have to back.
No, it's too late now.
It's not.
It's way too late. Then I can change mine too if I want.
No.
No, you're too late. You said that's your pick. Christopher Lee Dracula versus Anthony Perkins. The end.
I don't like that. I'm going Michael Myers. Michael Myers versus Norman Bates. Sexiest horror villain.
All right, since that you've... How about I give you 2 chances to win? I'll put all 3 of them in the poll, and we'll see what happens.
I get 2 shots?
You get 2 shots.
All right. I'll let it happen.
Let it happen.
Yeah.
All right. So check it out on Twitter. Vote for the poll. We've been going on forever. So this is Buddy the Bruiser, and we'll see you next week.
This is Dynamite Jarrod signing off. Thanks for listening, guys.